Hi, my name is Amr Samaha, and I'm the CEO of SAMAHA Holdings and SAMAHA Studios. I'm an architect by training, and what I do is design development. And that basically means that we design things and we develop them. So to that end, like I said, I'm an architect, and I use that skill to design our own products that we eventually put on the market. And that comes in a wide variety of things, including architecture or objects that you might buy, or even things in the metaverse that are coming pretty soon. I'm an Egyptian national originally, so I was born in Cairo in '89, and then I moved to Kuwait with my family when I was 3 after the Gulf War to Kuwait City. And my dad is in the same space that I'm in, or rather, I'm in the same space that my dad's in. And he was a real estate developer himself and an engineer prior to that. And he really helped bring around a lot of the monumental buildings that exist in Kuwait today. So Kuwait holds a very dear part in my heart. You know, my foundational years were there. So I hold a lot of gratitude to Kuwait. After Kuwait, I moved to Cairo to study architectural engineering, and that's where I became a licensed architectural engineer. And you know, I started my business in Cairo prior to moving to the US. And once I moved, I actually transitioned from architecture and design altogether, and I moved into the finance world. I worked for a family office, and for all intents and purposes, the family office operated very similarly to a VC fund. And yeah, I leverage a lot of the information that I got during that time in my day-to-day career now, because a lot of what we do is actually raising capital and deploying said capital in real estate and designs that we think net a higher ROI than the competition. My typical day starts around 5:30 now. You know, I wake up, make myself a coffee, have a glass of water, read emails, catch up on what's happening with the day. I try to wake up slightly before market open in New York. Don't always make it. When I do, that's the general concept. I just want to know what's happening with the day, what's happening around us in the world. And then from there, like I said, we just go through any emails that we have received or have been outstanding from the days before, reach out to some of the contacts that are on our East Coast schedule, just make sure that everything's up to speed. So our company started off as a holding company, and our intention with that was we would acquire properties that are underdeveloped or have not been developed altogether, and we would develop these properties and hold them as a family. And by that I mean me and my brother, because we are equal business partners in this venture. And over the years, we realized that we had an acute sense of style and also an acute understanding of the market. So we started actually JVing with a lot of our business partners, and that's how we ended up working in a variety of different markets throughout the US. It wasn't because we did everything on our own, but more so that we were able to find like-minded business partners where we would fit into their needs and vice versa. So that's been a very interesting journey, and we've been very proud to be able to expand at the rate that we've been able to expand at. In doing the holding company and in going through the process of acquiring property, designing it, and going through the whole gamut, I had no intention whatsoever of ever returning to architecture. It's a very arduous process. It takes a lot of time. It's a lot of skill. It's very tedious. And in all honesty, it's not something that I enjoy very much. But what I enjoyed even less is other architects' product. And what I realized is I can't afford the architects that I would ideally align with. So I ended up following the same pattern where I basically had to do the design myself with obviously the help of my team. I hardly ever put pen to paper on our designs. I am the creative director of our group, and I work with an amazing team that makes my life much easier. And yeah, we've been able to really go from doing just one small project at a time to being able to work on multi-$100 million projects with our JV partners, and that's wholly in part because of our team and being able to provide that value at a very competitive price point. So yeah, it's been a very interesting journey, and like I mentioned earlier, the crux of our business is design build. So we design all the projects that we develop, and that's where we fit into a lot of developers' gamut. A lot of people know the money matters of their projects, but don't necessarily want to deal with the development end of the projects, and that's where we really come in and bring an acute sense of understanding to the table. We actually started off in a tiny little WeWork not too far from here on La Brea, and that was, I'd say, about 7 years ago. And we were just running a lean operation. It was just me and my brother, and we had acquired a beautiful property in West Hollywood Hills, and we were just developing that, so didn't really need a whole big team. And over time, we realized that, like I said, a lot of people are actually looking for someone like us where we'd be able to come in and basically be a plug-and-play developer for them. So we grew our group, and we're currently about 15 individuals, if I'm not mistaken. And in doing so, we acquired a slightly larger office. We're currently sitting in our current office, but it's our old office because we have a lease for a new space on Wilshire that actually happens to be in one of the buildings that we're designing. So to that end, our current office is about 2,000 square feet. The new office that we're moving into is in the ballpark of about 7,500 square feet. We're very excited for the growth that we're going through, like I mentioned earlier, and that office will give us really room to be able to expand a lot of the creative directions that we've been going in over the last couple of years, namely a lot of the work that we'll do in the virtual world, so things that we'll be able to deliver on in the metaverse, which is a very exciting opportunity that we're really pushing hard on, and then also be able to grow our team in-house in that space on the architecture and development side of things. So yeah, we're excited to be moving, and hopefully our next episode will be out of that office. I'm here on YouTube because I wanted to be able to share with people my journey, first and foremost. And I think there's a lot of value in seeing what other people have done and how they've been able to achieve what they've gotten to, for people not to repeat the same mistakes that I've done. And we'll be basically going through all that, and you'll be able to see what we're doing in real time as it's happening. And that's the purpose of this YouTube channel. For any individuals that are interested in design or development, this is going to be a very interesting channel to follow. So really excited to be sharing my journey with you guys.